Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Naava for those who don't know, and as you can see from the title, this is a life update. Where is my tea? Oh, it's behind me. Okay, so I've been away for almost 6 months. I think the last time I posted a video was in March. It is now November, so it's been quite a long time. So I don't want this video to be too long. I just kind of want to let you know what's been going on and what I'm going to try to accomplish in the last few months of this year, and then a little bit about next year. So I think where we left off, I was invited to do a live painting at an event for all women, which was very new for me. I never did this. For those who don't know, I haven't watched any of my previous videos. I used to draw and paint when I started around like 6 years old. And I did that all the way up until I was about 24, 25, which was like 2005. Yeah, 2005 is when I last did a canvas painting. So for 14 years, basically, I went cold turkey. The only type of artistic thing I would do is kind of graphic design, more digital art, and not drawing digital art. It was more like logos, posters, flyers, branding type of things. That's more or less what I did. So in a sense, I guess I did have to draw and sketch and come out with ideas, but I didn't do my traditional canvas art painting or just real drawing and sketching. Another thing to let you guys know, if you haven't watched my previous videos, my style of art before was more abstract and landscape when it came to paintings. However, when I was drawing, I definitely loved drawing cartoons, superheroes. I was big into comic books. I did a lot of things. My weakness, even with drawing that, has always been people, portraits type of situations, if they weren't real cartoonish. And even then I wasn't perfect with it, but I still would do it. But definitely when it came to painting people, it was no bueno for me. I was just I wanted myself to be perfect, and I just needed to be a little easier with myself. So yeah, and I think the biggest painting I did do, it was someone had an old painting and I painted over it for their house, and that was again 2004, 2005. So yeah, like I said, fast forward 14 years later to 2019. The end of 2019, around my birthday in August, I decided to start painting again. And when I decided that, I said I would either go big or go home with it. So I started off with the sizes that I felt comfortable with, the biggest of the size that I felt comfortable with at that time when I stopped, which is 16 by 20 and 18 by 24. So I started off with those, and I just have gone up up. And then the second thing I said I was going to do is that I'm just going to do people, portraits, people, animals, because I didn't even paint animals really, and I love drawing animals too. So I just was let me do the thing that scared me the most, was so uncomfortable, was a huge weakness for me. So I'm going to do bigger canvases and paint people. And so that's all I did, and it was a very selfish decision. I didn't have a overall game plan outside of that. It was literally just, I miss painting. I was in my going into my late 30s, And I just found myself like coming full circle with things about myself that I used to love and did for very pure, selfish, it makes me happy, cathartic reasonings. And art was like a big part of my life when I was younger, and I basically missed it. So long story short, I did it. And so I started, like I say, at the end of 2019, so from August, and then the pandemic hit in March, and all I had was time and opportunity, and I just went and was just buying. They had buy two get one free or buy one get two free. I just went crazy, and literally from like August of 2019 to August of 2020, I counted, I did probably 30 paintings. Were they the greatest? Absolutely not. Were they like the style I 100% wanted? Absolutely not. It was just, I saw something, let me tweak it, let me see if I can paint it. Now, towards the end of 2020, I started getting people like, oh, can I buy that? Can I purchase this? And I was like, huh? What? Me? My stuff? Really? I was like, yeah, how much you would sell it? And now I'm thinking like how long it took me, the supplies and all of that, and charging them. And then at this point, I had already see, of course, that especially like on social media, especially Instagram, fine art, artistic art has had a huge resurface, like a huge resurface. Mostly because of social media. You know, that's just exposed us to artists all over the world, and it kind of brought appreciation and a research back to a new heights to the new generation and all of that. So by me just putting my art, deciding one day to do it, not taking it serious just to do it, I wasn't thinking of people asking me to purchase my work or anything like that. And it went from that to 2021 came, and people were opening up, because you know in 2020 things start opening up, and someone saw my work and was like, hey, we would like you to come out and do a live painting. And I was like, oh my God, like no, like this is scary for me. Like it was hard enough putting this on social media, and you want me to paint in person? I don't know. But I did it again. I'm like heading into my 40s. I'm like, I'm finna conquer all the fears when it comes to my art. And so I did it, and it was great. And I've sold some paintings, and I've launched a website. And yeah, so here I am now. I vlogged that situation. You can watch those vlogs of the live painting and watch all my other previous videos about me and my feelings about my art and just where I am. And yeah. All right, so update. What's been going on since I left you guys in March, right? Let's get to that. So I finished that, and then my main career that I'm really focused on and passionate about is the entertainment business. I love working in film, TVs, documentary series, and still branding to an extent. So that was something that kind of took over. So I didn't have time to paint or finish any paintings that had started or anything. And then my love for making jewelry came back again, something that I did with my mom from like 2005 up until 2013. But I wanted to branch out and start my own line. So yeah, my main career building that I'm really trying to build and thrive in took front and center from my art. However, I was still able to do like little things here and there, and really look at my art and talk about it and play when I did have a few, you know, moments of downtime with it. And I sold a few more pieces, and finally just decided to launch my site in July of this year, mainly because I realized that I just was painting so much and bought so many canvases, and the house was filling up with these huge canvases in my dining room and living room, and they weren't really going out because I wasn't heavily promoting my art, number one, and I wasn't making it accessible, and I wasn't pushing it. So I was like, before I do anything else, I need to get all of this stuff out. If I can sell it, I'll sell it. Some of them I just gave away to friends and family who really loved some of my pieces. I did a giveaway and had 2 winners in May. So thank you for those who participated in my giveaway. And this is me not even having 200 followers on my art for Instagram. So I'm like a nobody in this huge ocean and sea of like amazing artists. I'm just very much not even in a pond. I'm in a cup. I'm in a cup. And not to down myself, but just, you know, the scale of things. So in September, one of my lady friends was launching a book. Talked to her. I gifted her one of my paintings, and I had started a painting about a man and just affirmations, and I found myself kind of gravitating back to my old style, but now I could feel a little more comfortable doing people and animals. So I wanted to merge the two, and this painting was the first painting that was going to embody that. And I already knew when she talked about the event that she wanted me to help produce, which was her book launch event. Hi Jael, if you watch this video. And I was like, I think I have something I want to kind of sell and have feature this piece of art, someone who can purchase it, hopefully a guide, because I feel like it will resonate with your whole vibe and the theme of the book. And so I did that. I think I have it vlogged. If not, I'm gonna post it up after this video, but I'll try to insert a moment of the guy who purchased the painting and the pieces of the art either here or in the next clip. Yeah, so she said great, cool. I helped her produce the event. So I did all the like marketing, the flyers. I helped book 2 artists for the event. A wonderful saxophonist by the name of Richard Shaw Jr. Hi Richard. And Zarek Cornbread, who's a young man that's so talented that I met at an art center when I was working in 2019. Hello, I booked those 2 talented artists, music and actual artists, for the event as well, and it just was a wonderful time and I enjoyed it. And I literally had 2 weeks to finish this painting that I had started months before and to execute the vibe and the style that I wanted. I didn't even know how to go about it, to be honest, but I remembered a little bit how I used to do things like 14, 15 years ago, and I remember what I was developing now, and I just wanted to merge the two. Me doing landscaping because he was in the ocean and I wanted the waves to crash on him, and then having a person there, that was completely new territory to me. I'm not an expert in doing landscapes back then, but I was more comfortable and I felt easier with that. But combining it with the person was just like, I was terrified. I was nervous. I didn't know if I could execute it the way I want. But I was so proud of myself when I looked at it. I was like, this is the true, like I feel like I'm on the verge, on the cusp, ascending into my true signature style. And I think that's what any artist wants, be it music, art, designers, anybody artistic. You want to find like your signature true style, and it can evolve and you can try new things, but I just want people to be able to look back at any of my artwork as I have evolved throughout the years and still be able to tell that it's a Naava painting and piece of art. I still just want to have that vibe about it, but I want to still be able, as most artists want to do at some point, you grow and you evolve and you change and you want to try new things. So right now my focus was just, can I combine old school Tefera with new school Tefera and just come up with this vibe? And that's where I'm at this moment. Since then, that painting, I haven't painted anything else except for these 2. So I started these 2 the same time I started the one that I showed you earlier, and I hadn't touched them since. I finished that one, so I decided to go straight into these after selling that one and having some downtime. And I'm gonna bring that style that I put on that painting to them. I'm hoping that I can do it. The concept is a little different, but these are in my wheelhouse, and so I'm so proud of it. So this one is just a lady here, if you guys can see, with a horse. I love horses. I'm from Texas, and I can't wait to give her the vibe that I'm hoping I can achieve. And then the next one is this wonderful Buddha baby and this lotus flower, and I can't wait to give him the vibe that I hope to achieve. And then eventually it would be her, because she's the biggest female painting that I ever done, and she's tapping into the love of my comic book superhero vibe that I used to love back in my younger years before I stopped painting. So right now, the only thing I'm going to focus on is these 3 paintings. I'm hoping that I can really, no, I shall finish them by the end of this year. By the end of December, they should be up, ready to be sold. And hopefully these 3, no, not hopefully, these 3 will be my first prints. I've never made prints. Let me get into that. Okay. Prints. One thing, since my art website has been live since July, it is now November, so July, August, September, October, November, I haven't had an official sale yet off of my site, but I have sold them just like people wanted them in person. I'm trying to really clean my whole site out of all the paintings that's on there before my year's up, because I subscribed for a year for my website. So before July 1st of 2022, I'm hoping that I can just really get rid of my paintings. One thing that I did think about, but I didn't have the time, I didn't have the way of doing it, was in the finances, because it takes finances to make money, was make prints. I know more than anything, because people loved it and they probably just didn't want to spend the money for it, people would have definitely bought more of my artwork if I had prints of a lot of them. And that's something that I'm definitely going to focus on if I decide to relaunch my site again. I'm glad that I have it up, because my site is up, I have been booked and asked to do certain things. I've had an interview about my artwork and everything, so it makes me look, I guess, a little more legit and professional. So that's the good thing about it. But I definitely going into the future, when I relaunch and rebrand the site, restyle it and everything, the name will stay the same, but I'm gonna have a different vibe and style about it. I definitely will make sure that I have prints as an option. I think that's huge, and that's another way to continue to make money off of one original painting. So that's something I definitely want to do going in the future. Also, just now, because I'm seeing people asking me to do something, wanting my paintings, now I need to really take this as a business. Whether I have the site up or not, I need to take it more seriously. So I've already have like certificate of authenticities for all my paintings and all of those things, and I made like mini cards for myself. But going forward, I will like have an official I've had an official photo shoot, but I'm just going to do stuff on a different scale, in a different way, to really just present myself even in a better light. I want to stay authentic and raw and real in this journey, but also put my professionalism forward, that this is something that is important to me and real. Yeah, so let's see what else is going forward that I want to do besides relaunching, kind of slightly revamping my style for the website, having prints, focusing on really combining my 2 styles from before I stopped and where I am now, getting better at people. I don't think I ever want to be full-on realism. That's just not me. But if I get there, I get there, and I'm open to see where my art takes me. But I am somewhat intentional of like a vibe that I want to evoke with my art, and I'm just gonna try to be as gentle with myself as possible, that I can execute it, and not look to all my stuff selling out and getting all this attention to validate me. But if the people close to me, and more than anything, if I feel like I can feel it, that's where I know it's good. See what else. Okay, yes, the next thing I did want to talk about is actual mediums. When I left in 2002 or 4, the availability and the types of mediums have changed greatly in 15 years. And so I have to re-educate myself. I said this in another video. I literally have to re-educate myself with all the styles of mediums that are available now. And of course, in 15 years, the brands are out the wazoo of art supply. So I want to try to get myself so familiar with the type of mediums and how can I use different types of mediums to achieve the vibe and the style that I see myself having and want for my artwork. And I've played with 5 mediums as of now. Of course, I did stay comfortable in that zone, so I went straight to the acrylic. The majority, like I would say 70% of my paintings involve acrylic. I did play with watercolors and acrylic inks and ink markers and like metallic paints. What else? All of those things, color pencils, all of those things I was very familiar with and comfortable with, so I used those. One thing that I did use that I never had used before, and I don't even know if it existed then, it probably did, so excuse me if I'm not as obtuse about it, but that was gouache or gouache. I purchased a small kind of sample from Arteza, I believe it was. It was either Arteza or, no, it was probably Arteza, because that's Arteza. Arteza has been the main paint. Excuse me, has been the main brand of paint. Arteza, from their markers to their color pencils to their prints. So shout out to Arteza. I think it was their gouache. So that was new. I love what it was blendable. It almost reminded me, I don't know, I feel like it's a step before you get to oil, and I could be so wrong, but the blendability of it and how it stays blendable for so long, it doesn't dry very quickly. I love that. So I was able to blend and smooth things. I feel like I can definitely use gouache when it comes to face, especially if I'm really trying to define and I wanted her to have makeup and all of that. Gouache would definitely be my go-to for the face. I definitely would have to put like an acrylic base down and then do the gouache on top, seal it, and then do what I want to do. But I am a fan of gouache, and I definitely am going to keep that. I played around with, again, like I say, acrylic ink. I played around with certain backgrounds for a collection, and I want to extend that. I've only done 4 with that. I want to continue to do that, but I eventually want to venture out to oil. I have always been scared of oil. I feel like the maintenance and the care that it takes to do it and the patience I need to really develop with myself. And I'm excited because I know there's so much I can do with the oil if I can just really step into that. So I'm taking my time with that. I'm not going to rush into that. And that's one thing I want to even learn to slow down. I kind of was like a kid at a buffet when it came to getting back to my painting. I was just like wanting to do so much and everything. Let me do some of this. I want to do that. So I would start stuff, not finish, and that's typical of artists. But my appetite for it was so huge, and that's why I have like 40 paintings in this place, not including these, that I need to get rid of. But yes, I definitely want to experiment with new mediums. I don't know if I want to deal with spray paint, but I might need to deal with spray paint to get where I need to go. I definitely want to go back and try pastels. I used to play with pastels when I was younger as well. I feel like pastels will give me a vibe too. So yeah, going forward, learning more about different mediums, different brands, and experimenting with them to achieve the vibe, the look and style that I hope to have soon. Okay, and let's see, last but not least, I do want to try to be at least a little more consistent on this channel and promote myself more artistically, take myself even more serious with it when it comes to like interacting, pricing, all of that. And I think I've said before, I want to have an art show, like my own art show this year. I wasn't able to do that, but I'm definitely still haven't forgotten about that. And sorry guys. Yeah, I plan on doing that. So I think that's it basically. I hope I caught you guys all up. I'm having a huge sale on my art website at www.naavstudio.com. Everything is up to 40% off on there. All originals, final sales, shipping is included, and you get your wonderful felt sleeve to protect the painting. You get your certificate of authenticity, and then you get a coupon for a future purchase. So please visit the site. If anything, just give me feedback. Goodness. Just give me feedback. And yeah, follow me at naava.art. I'll have all of that linked in the description box below. And yeah, so I have 3 more videos coming out. I will show you a little bit of behind the scenes of the book launch event with my art. I will be doing a more in-depth talk about my new style, and hopefully I am going to be doing like a little mini photo shoot soon. That'll probably be closer to January. So I thank you guys so much for being patient with me, not unsubscribing, following me, your support, your love on Instagram, on YouTube, and anywhere else. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Happy holidays. Don't forget to subscribe, like, please. It helps the algorithm, especially for us color ethnic people who seem to be struggling on the channel. Support, like, share, subscribe, all that you can. And definitely, if you're new in your art or you're just venturing out, put your info in the comments down below. I will be following you. I'm just following anybody that continues to give me inspiration, and we have the same vibe. We understand each other. And yeah, so I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.